Right, there's one weapon that might have destroyed the samurai, or it might have made them extremely good at what they do. What do you think I'm talking about? So welcome to this is Samurai Weapons. My name's Anthony Cummins. I'm the author of the Book of Bushido, the Book of Ninja, Samurai Death Cult, the Ultimate Guide to I Ching, Ultimate Guide to Yin Yang. Take your pick. I've done many a book. So recently, and let me tell you the weapon. The weapon is Fukuro shinai. So basically, the leather padded shinai. Okay, that they use in kendo. All right, now there's a video done by Scott from Sengoku Studies who's going to explain all about this weapon, and it's in the pinned comment. So go across to Scott from Sengoku Studies, and he's got all the history of it for there, all the images, everything you need. But you've seen it like the kendo stick, but with a condom on it made of leather. Okay, basically that's what it is. Now it's claimed to have started in roughly the end of the 1500s, and Kami Izumi is meant to have started it. It ends up in Taisha Ryu, it ends up in Yagyu Shinkagyu. It ends up in lots of different places, and then by the 1800s you see it loads of places in Japan, and you see I've seen it in documentation or lots of scrolls, things like that. So what do I mean? Did this destroy or help the samurai? So I am going to make another video, maybe tomorrow if I get time, about whether the samurai got better or worse at swordsmanship and when was their best time, and I'll do that probably tomorrow, not to mix up the two playlists because this is in the Samurai Weapons playlist. So you got to imagine this, it's the Sengoku period, yeah, the battles have finished, they're just finishing, a bit more goes on at Osaka and Shimabara, yep, but as we're getting more and more, dojo culture is growing up. The Ronin problem is happening. Lots of Ronin are teaching martial arts. Some martial arts schools open up to commoners to come in and train as well. Some people are buying samurai status, and the Edo period is trudging along. And what's getting popular, or what's becoming more popular, is this bamboo training stick that you can hit more with. If you hit someone with a wooden bokken, you easily break a wrist, easily break a skull, doesn't matter. So most of the time we do set patterns to make sure that you stop and do that. So they think how can we make it more realistic, and they start hitting a bit more, like Scott says, not like whack whack kendo whack, more a case of still the controlled patterns, but you can put a bit more in. All right, you can put a bit more in, and I'm going to talk to you about that at the end. So stick with it. Is kata good? Is open sparring good? Is hardcore muscle memory training in kata good? We'll go from there. So we have this weapon that suddenly starts to get popular. Doesn't take over, but it becomes popular. And in addition to this, you get gloves and little hats. And not quite the kendo yet, even though that does come by the end of the 1800s. We've got this. Now, did this, your opinion, guys, your opinion, did it make samurai worse at swordsmanship or better? Or better? The idea being that it's better because you can get more realistic strikes in, and they can strike and you can really go for it and have a go. Or worse because it meant people got sloppy. Oh yeah, let's have a go at this. And what the problem you get is people who do, when sports take on rules, especially like MMA, they do things in fighting that absolutely do not work outside in the real world. Like they open their legs and look at each other. Like, I would love to fight someone who just came up to me like a crab and opened his legs and went, ha, 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 I'm going to take you. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, and that, and especially like, so when you see it in kendo, it's like very quick and you're dead. I don't know whether people would actually fight quite like that and take those chances. Because when you read kenjutsu manuals and then you read kendo manuals, there is the element of go in there and just die. We've got that. I know that's there. But there's also, when you read, maybe not the manuals, but the references to kenjutsu, it's more like running away, finding a corner, running again, shutting a door. You know what I mean? It's more like Zatoichi and Lone Wolf and Cub than it is like a kendo match. Yep. You know, it's like, Jesus, I'm lobbing stuff, and, you know, there's all that sort of stuff. A mate comes and helps you. It's far more dynamic than just the two people you would see in the old samurai films. Not saying that didn't happen, but you know what I mean. So, your opinion, guys, is it making swordsmanship better, and they get better? Or is it making swordsmanship worse because it becomes more sportsmanlike and people are taking more they're not training their muscle memory correctly because they are doing things that it wouldn't really happen in battle, because you're not getting the, you know, not getting the pain in there or whatever. And, you know what I mean. And that leads me back to which is best. Now, I know I've discussed it on this channel before, but for me, my personal opinion, and tell me if you agree or don't agree, my personal opinion is more down the Katori Shinto Ryu. And there's some great footage in Scott's new video, so click the link, subscribe to Scott. Basically, I was dreaming the other night and I got a message from God, and he said, if you don't subscribe to Scott, all you people who follow Anthony Cummins, and the same amount of people watch his channel, you're all going to hell. That was true story. So basically, I forgot what I was now, my train of thought was gone. So, is it nice kata will give you the correct what you need? Is it outright scrapping? Will just sparring will happen? Or controlled, no, not controlled, formed movements and executions, waza, specific things, but we put in for it. Now, there's actually, this isn't a new debate, this debate has gone on in samurai times, is what you should do to train. And one of the later swordsmen, he sparred over 1,500 people, I think, in a week, and something like that. And he said sparring isn't the best. That will get you to the correct state of mind of battle, but it's not the best training for battle. And his he had this special technique, and I'm going to do a video on it. I've kept it there for the minute. A special technique to train. He said kata is crap and full-on sparring is crap. And he says, I've done both. He says kata won't do naught for you. And this is a Japanese samurai. And he said, but sparring will just make you messy and rubbish, whereas there's a middle ground, and he did something specific in this middle ground that, you know, will make you more realistic. But what he did say is that the doing bout after bout, like the 1,000 bouts, gives you that, you know, you just flow. There's no, like, you're just reacting. You're in the moment. So if you're talking about Mushin, yeah, the free-flowing mind, not no mind, the free-flowing mind, and we'll be talking about that in my upcoming book, my Zen book, then basically he says that's where you get it, but actual training comes somewhere else. And I have got extracts in another book which I did, which I would love to have this full book translated and published in English. And it was a guy after World War II in Japan who spoke to soldiers, not every soldier, but spoke to as many soldiers as he could after the war, and said what was sword fighting like in real life. And most of them, the roundup we got from the book was kendo does naught for you because you totally misjudge all the things. And he said basically distance, you have to get way closer than you expect, and 2 is stamina. He says getting your sword out fast, stamina, and getting in close will win you a fight. He says kendo, with all their long shinais and these you know, padded shinais, he says it totally messes your distance up, and it doesn't work. So, which would be cool. So let me know what you think, guys, and make sure you follow Scott's channel and go and look at it, because it's the same topic but totally different video, so please go and have a look. My name is Anthony Cummins. As I say, Book of Ninja, Book of Samurai, which is over there, Samurai Death Cult, How to Be a Modern Samurai, it's not there, but Book of Bushido on Audible, guys. Audible really helps me out. It really does. So if you keep clicking them Audibles, it's money for nothing and your chicks for free. Do you know what I mean? Because we don't have to pay for the book to be published. So you are really helping me out with Audible clicks. That really helps me out. And of course, you can super thank me if you think I need super thanking. But remember, YouTube takes a bit of that, so probably buy a book is best. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That's this month's video done, but I will tomorrow do a video on samurai swordsmanship and did it get good, did it get bad? You tell me what you think.